is so uncalled for at this time, going in both directions. This is about a mom and a dad who lost their 18-year-old son, and they don't know what happened. They just don't know what happened, and they're getting conflicting information. I mean, any parent under those circumstances, you're enduring this incredible loss, but you can't process it. You can't process how and why this happened. And I don't know if either find out what exactly happened here, if it's a complete accident or if it's some sort of a crime. I don't think either one's going to make them feel better. But what will give them some way and again, I don't believe in closure, in turning the page in all of this, is to find out exactly what happened. And if someone else is responsible, that they're held responsible. And if it was an accident, try to understand how that happened and why that happened, and then come to terms with it. But there's no closure for this. Their lives are forever changed. When your child is gone, you don't like zip up that wound and move on. The best you can do is just turn the page away from, okay, we don't know what happened to, we know what happened, and it still hurts. And it still hurts. But at a minimum, that's what the parents deserve. Justice, which is finding out the truth. So we've got a few more details, or perhaps alleged details, about the boat that day, the boat that brought Nolan Wells to Horn Island, and apparently the boat that left without him, but his friends were on it. What you're listening to, this is originally from NBC News. This is some dispatch audio coming from one of the men on the boat. Let's take a listen to it, and then we're going to talk about it.
We're sinking. Can you all please tell?
And is everybody on board? Is it how otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Things there, right? The boat's sinking. Sinking on the water. There's something wrong with the boat. Okay? They need help. Number two, is everyone on board in good health otherwise? So the question's about who was on board. The answer is yeah, everyone's on board.
So what's up, y'all? Come on in. Come on in.
Everyone's on board.
Sorry for being late.
Came to the island on the boat? Or was it just the people that
I didn't get off work until 12.
sinking, the boat's taking on water?
Didn't get off work till 12,
It's not
so
like we lost someone who went overboard.
we starting up now.
Water and sinking. I think that's the interpretation, because the question's about the people who were currently on board. Now,
Okay, there it is. What's up, y'all? Yeah, y'all come on in, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We talking about everything that happened so far. The funeral, Ben Crump, what Al Sharpton had to say, what Tyler Perry had to say. We also got a segment from Nancy Grace, and we have a segment from Court TV, just dropped 6 hours ago. We're gonna do a deeper dive into this thing. Everybody that's coming in, y'all come on in and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and send a rest in peace Nolan Wells in the comments in the chat. If you fuck with Nolan, send him a rest in peace Nolan Wells in the chat. Let me see what we're gonna start with. Which one we're gonna start with? Yeah, see, I told y'all. Everybody, like with the picture that they sent Nolan's mom with the $ Crump's head and over Al Sharpton's head and everything, and she sent them that comment back. We actually got the comment that she sent to them on social media. Yeah, we got the whole comment. But I was telling y'all, Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, they not making no money off this. Ben Crump took this case pro bono. That's why he called in Al Sharpton. Because Al Sharpton got everybody on speed dial. He got all the money on speed dial. So we need money for the case. We need money for the investigation. We need money for the autopsy. We need money for the funeral. Where do we get it from? We call Al Sharpton and tell him to call up favors. Al Sharpton is a black activist, right? He marched with Martin Luther King and everybody else, right? He knew Malcolm X. This guy is ancient. So what he do? He get on the phone. He called Colin Kaepernick. He called Tyler Perry. He called a couple of other few millionaires. And they start pitching in money to help this shit go out. Yeah. What's up, Lala? Thank you for that. Rest in peace, Nolan, with the doves. Everybody, if you fuck with Nolan, everybody that's coming in, put a rest in peace, Nolan, in the chat for him. Put a rest in peace, Nolan, in the chat for him. How you doing? How you doing, Daniel? Let me see you put a rest in peace, Nolan, in the chat. Everybody that's coming in, like the video, put a rest in peace, Nolan, in the chat if you fuck with Nolan. Yeah, and I gotta say it, rest in peace to Nolan. Nolan Wells, rest in peace. Yeah, I gotta say it. Gotta start it off with that. Yeah, but I told y'all, yeah, he called up them favors, and the millionaires and billionaires, they just start coming in. Everybody start coming in. Um, Everybody that's coming in, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We do need the likes and the subs. So like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna start it off with, give me a second, let me get to my channel. We wanna go to history. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. Trying to. Are we trying to? Okay. Yeah, it's different on the computer with the YouTube, pulling up your history and everything. Okay. Okay, so right after the funeral, they had a press conference. So that's what we're gonna start it off with. We're gonna start off with the press conference and hear what the mother and Al Sharpton had to say in the press conference, along with the husband and Ben Crump. Everybody that's coming in, I need for you to sub to the channel and put a rest in peace Nolan Wells in the chat. We're gonna start it off with the press conference with the updates today right after the funeral.
First, thank you for allowing us here today. I'm praying for your family. I hope you get answers to your questions soon. I just want to know, with the community turnout,
Thank
the
you
football
for that
players,
rest in peace.
the state reps, everybody came out today.
Everybody coming in. Rest in peace Nolan in the chat. Put a rest in peace Nolan in the chat. If you haven't already liked the video, like the video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. Gots to do better. Shout out Gots to do better. She just said rest in peace for Nolan. Justice for Nolan. Rest in peace, No. Yeah. Justice for Nolan. Well, what's up, gang? Low key. Put a rest in peace Nolan in the chat for me. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Sheila Marshall. She just said rest in peace Nolan. I appreciate that. A lot of love in the chat. A lot of love in the chat. I appreciate you. Got to do better.
What does that mean to you and your family?
That means a lot. Again, that is a testament to who Nolan is and was as a person, how many people he touched. It's also a testament to those who have questioned our parenting, you know, what type of parents we are to all of our children. And we just cannot thank our community enough for rallying around us during this time. Also, again, to Colin Kaepernick, Tyler Perry, Byron Allen, like just so much love.
That's the other millionaire that donated some money to the family for the autopsy, the funeral, and the investigation, towards the investigation for the most part. Let me see, what was his name? Brandon Allen, I believe.
To all of our children, to all of our children, and who Nolan is and was as a person, how many people he touched. It's also a testament to those who have questioned our parenting, you know, what type of parents we are to all of our children. And we just cannot thank our community enough for rallying around us during this time. Also, again, to Colin Kaepernick, Tyler Perry, Byron Allen, like just...
Byron Allen. Shout out to Byron Allen. You haven't been mentioned that much as Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick. Byron Allen, he's a black millionaire. He also donated to the family. So shout out to him. Everybody coming in, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put a rest in peace Nolan Wells in the chat. Or rest in peace No. You can call him by his nickname. Yeah. He was a good kid, man. He was a good kid. He didn't deserve this. We got that part of the funeral. Al Sharpton, he gave the Al Sharpton gave the eulogy. So he actually preached, and then he let them know, hey, look, we ain't asked this family for a piece of money. Every case that we do is like this. We don't get no money. Even if we get them a settlement, they get to keep their whole settlement. We don't ask for money, and I'm going to show y'all right now. We ain't here to ask for money, we here to give money. He put up $50,000 towards new info, towards Nolan Wells' death. While he was saying that, Tyler Perry texted him and said, I got an extra $50K, I'm going to match your $50K. Yeah, so we going to give $100,000 towards any new info towards Nolan Wells' death. And you can only appreciate Tyler Perry for that. I said he might show up to the funeral. He didn't show up, but he was watching it live. So in real time, everything that he could see, everything he heard, he responded right back. Shout out to Tyler Perry. We appreciate that. What's up, Jess Jaley? Drop a rest in peace Nolan Wells in the chat for me. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Right now we're playing the press conference. We're 5 minutes into the 20-minute press conference that they had with Nolan Wells' mother, father, Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, and a couple of other attorneys that were there at the funeral. One thing I wanted to say though, before we start back with this interview. How many of y'all would have a friend would if your friend died, wouldn't show up to their funeral. Now, if this your best friend, your so-called childhood friend, and you love them so much, and you didn't want to see them die, you know what I'm saying? You did at the funeral. No. This is what everybody was waiting for. We said, now if these boys show up at the funeral, they deserve the benefit of the doubt because ain't nothing, and fuck what people saying, ain't shit gonna stop me from showing up at my friend's funeral. Even if his folks don't want me to be there, I'm finna show up and they got to tell me that they don't want me to be there to see my friend who I love so much. Yeah, and I'm gonna be full of emotion. They gonna know he was my friend. Cause anybody you love, when you putting them to rest, damn near as soon as you touch that door, coming up in that church with their body at the front, you gonna bust them tears cause that was your best friend. I don't know. Maybe black people are different. But when we love somebody and it's time to lay them to rest, you care what? You knew the people that killed them. You want me to die too? You want them to kill me too? I am here to see my friend get put to rest. Who gives a fuck? My friend knew the people that killed him. I knew the people that killed him. We were all hanging together. But I'm going to come see my friend, your son, get put to rest. If you don't want me to see him get put to rest, then you tell me. But everybody ain't finna keep looking at me like I'm a criminal or a murderer, and I'm not. I'm finna go see my friend get put to rest. Yeah, I'm finna go live on my social media. Man, I don't know why these people feel like I had something to do with my friend Nolan's death. I'm here at the burial. I'm not really walking up too close on the family because no one wants me here, but I got to see my friend get put to rest. I'm gonna do something like that if they don't want me in the funeral. You can't keep me from not seeing my friend get put to rest. I'm not hearing shit from the friends. Motherfuckers deactivated their social medias and all of that. Since when has a kid deactivated their social media or their parents deactivate their social media and they don't go behind their parents' back and make another private social media with a fake profile picture, shit like that, or no profile picture? How many kids don't do that type shit? I don't know too many. What you said, got to do better. Shout out, got to do better. She said, even if I gotta stand behind the bushes in the trees, yeah, if I gotta stand across the coffin funeral, somebody gonna film me and be like, oh, he's the only one that showed up. He didn't come in probably because, it might get heated on the inside. Yeah, somebody gonna cover this. It might get heated on the inside because the family don't know what to believe right now. But at least he was the one that showed up. Out of all three of them boys, Jerry showed up. And he's standing across the street crying, watching the family and shit go in. Yeah. Man, now one of these folks showed up. Watch this. You ain't show up. Right? You ain't show up. Why you ain't send the mom and the dad a card and tell them you sorry? I'm sorry for what happened to Nolan. even though I don't know what happened to Nolan. But I just want to give y'all my condolences and let you all know that I support you in trying to find out what happened to Nolan. Watch this. You ain't got to go to the funeral. You can go to the funeral where his body is being prepared, and you can buy some flowers for them to set up front with his casket. Guess what his mama would have did? I know you guys are thinking about no one showing up as far as his so-called friends, no one showing up at the funeral, but Jerry wrote us a card. And he said that he recognized how sensitive the situation is, and he didn't want to draw any attention from Nolan, and he paid for 2 of these flowers up here that we didn't even know about. So we just want to say we appreciate him. Guess what? The one that did that, if he would have did it, all the heat would have got taken off of him. But they obviously scared. The heat is obviously real. Somebody obviously out of that group knows what happened, if not all of them knows what happened to Nolan, because they can't stand to face the music. They can't stand to face the music. Like y'all parents didn't even write these folks. No, these folks supposed to be adults. Your parents supposed to be fucking adults. They didn't even write these folks. Mama Judge, she can speak up for her stepson and say he had nothing to do with the murder and write all this shit on Facebook with the court stamp on the post. But you mean to tell me she can't write them folks a card or write a post out speaking for her stepson, saying he didn't want to see this happen to his friend? He wanted to be at his friend's funeral. Oh, you can't stand up for him with the right shit, but you can stand up for him to justify his wrongs. How does that make sense? How does it make sense as a parent? A kid lost his life. What if it wasn't Nolan? What if it wasn't Nolan? And Nolan and the 3 white boys went on a trip, and one of the white boys came up missing. Who would y'all be pointing the finger at? Y'all would be pointing the fucking finger at Nolan. You wouldn't even be worried about the other 2 white boys that's still living. You wouldn't even be asking them, what do they know? Do they know if Nolan did this or did that? You wouldn't even be asking them. You'd be straight on Nolan's ass. Nolan will be in handcuffs. Nolan will be in an interrogation room. Come on, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, y'all. Everybody that's coming in the chat, put a rest in peace Nolan in the chat. Put a rest in peace Nolan in the chat, like the video, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, they would have Nolan ass behind bars right now if one of them white boys came up missing. Even if the other 2 is alive. You know what I'm saying? But don't nobody want to say nothing. I'm like, let me see. A couple of people said it. I said, let me see how many YouTubers and streamers and news stations that's covering this case. How many of them say, hold on, y'all, we don't see none of the friends at the funeral. Now I gotta show up at the funeral. I want to say some words. When I was young, I used to sing. My grandma had me in church. She had me singing and shit in the choir. One of her favorite songs to hear me sing was Amazing Grace. When she passed, I had to sing Amazing Grace at her funeral, even though I don't sing no more. Because I know that's what my grandma would have wanted. You know what I'm saying? If Nolan was my friend and I was at his funeral, even though he ain't my friend. If I would have been able to make it out there to his funeral, I would have asked his family if I could have sung Amazing Grace. You know what I'm saying? Just to pay my respects to him. And I don't even really sing no more. But I do it for him. I do it for my grandma. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I know my grandma wanted. For sure. If she passed, she called me Mario, Super Mario. When she passed, she wants Super Mario to sing her favorite song that she always had him to sing. When we all get together as a family. Yeah, I'm one of the young folks in the family. Grandma called into the living room and say, hey, we want you to sing for us. What y'all want me to sing, Grandma? Sing Amazing Grace. And I started out. Amazing Grace. How sweet. See, my grandma, she like that old school flavor on it. She want to hear the trembles in your voice and all.
So what we would want to see is something that adds up to some loosely connected stories.
The only thing I would add to Reverend Al's answer to your question, what is transparency to us? It is truly having a fair and impartial investigation.
What you said, you got a little load and jack. Yeah, my shit went out on me, la la. That shit went out on me. Fucked my whole little algorithm up. But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't let her ass get lost. Never. Yeah. But yeah, what the fuck wrong with them folks? Okay, the chat coming back in. I appreciate y'all for coming back in. Nah, but you might be gay, fuckface. Fuckface 3000. Fuckface 3000 just asked me, y'all, am I gay? Fuckface 3000 looking at the wedding ring on my motherfucking finger and asked me, am I gay? He wanted to know, am I married to a man? But I told him, I said, no, Fuckface 3000. I'm not gay, but you might be. Fuckface. Some of my trolls like when I talk to them like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Dwell Williams. hey, my guy, yo, for sure. He got the face like. yeah, with the COVID mask on. Now that's above him, right there above him. There you go. He just commented again. Yeah, his name Fuckface 3000. I'm not gay, but you're the one who looks gay. Oh, I look gay. Fuckface 3000. Fuckface 3000. Why you come up in the chat fucking with a nigga, man? Huh? Fuckface 3000, why you come in the chat with a name like Fuckface 3000? Who fucking your face is what I want to know. Yeah, the chat want to know too. All my chat analysts want to know Fuckface 3000. Who is the 3000? Who is of the 3000 that fucked your face? Yeah, we gotta put them on blast. Hey, Fuckface 3000. This is what I want to let you know. I know about the trolls. Hey, I wanted to be a streamer when I started streaming. That shit you be saying, Them trolls be saying that shit don't bother me, man. It makes me happy because you giving me interactions. You giving me all them little interactions and likes and comments that I need. So when YouTube monetize me, the paychecks be big as possible. You don't just get paychecks from streaming live and people watching you. You get paychecks from streaming live, people watching you, and their interactions, the likes, everybody who coming in, y'all like the video, the subscribes. Everybody who coming in who haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead sub. And the comments. Once you like the video and subscribe to the comment, subscribe to the channel, comment down below and we'll shout you out. Yeah, it's a job to say that and constantly announce that when new people come into the chat, because I see them when they come in. Yeah, and everybody don't like. Sometimes people come in and I say that shit 1,000 times and a motherfucker don't even like the video. I say 1,000 times and I be streaming for 3 hours, 5 hours, and I get fucking 10 likes, 300 some comments because the trolls in the comments, but no subs. You know what I'm saying? This shit is hard work. This shit ain't easy, nigga. You think I be feeling good when I done went 3 whole fucking hours and I do got comments and likes, but I got no subs? Shit, subs is how I get paid right now because I'm not monetized. So to see that I got 10 or more subs after a 3-hour stream or a 4-hour stream, that shit makes me feel good. That's my payment. Like, yeah. Out of 3,000 people, at least, you know what I'm saying? At least 10 of those 3,000 people. Then when I get done with the live and I look at my shit the next morning just to look at it again, 1 or 2 of they ass done bagged out and unsubscribed because they only subscribed to see if they could get some followers or some subscriptions from my channel. This shit is hard work, my nigga. Plus I work a 9 to 5. Somebody gotta take care of my family. Why not me, my guy? Why not me? But yeah, man, don't go nowhere. Fuckface 3000. Go ahead. Subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Like my video. You know what I'm saying? You want to sit up in here and try to offend me all day? Fuckface 3000. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel so you can come back tomorrow and we can figure out who are these 3,000 people that fucked your face. Like that. Yo, now we going back to the press conference, y'all. Nolan Wells' parents had a press conference right after his funeral with Al Sharpton and Ben Crump.
Investigation as if Nolan, the facts were reversed. I mean, it's inescapable. You know, people often talk about, you know, well, you all keep interjecting race. Well, y'all know in every situation that is a identifier when you're talking about matters. You know, we hear black on black crime. It's inescapable. And so we want to really be able to say to this family, but to America.
Hey, man. Hey, Fuckface 3000, we cannot move on. Because you keep on playing, we gonna have to get on your ass. What's up, K? Shout out my boy the channel, and drop a rest in peace Nolan in the chat for me. Everybody that's just coming in, if you haven't already dropped a rest in peace Nolan in the chat, please drop a rest in peace Nolan in the chat. Fuckface 3000, you sound like you just might be gay. Saying, I'm not trying to offend you, brother. I love gay people like you. I don't have no problem with gay people, but I don't love them or like them. It's against my religion. Well, they do shit against my religion. I just can't like them or love them, but I'm out with them. I just say keep that over there where you at. You know what I'm saying? For you to say you love them and like them, you sounding like you one of them. But we ain't gonna stay on this subject because I don't want to offend the gay community. And if you fucking offend the gay community, I'ma get on your ass. You sitting up here, you know I'm not gay, but you talking about me like I'm gay, which means you talking about the gay community. My nigga, I'm not Ray J, nigga, but like he said, nigga, shout out to the gay agency. And if you keep on talking about them folk, man, I'm gonna have to get on your ass and put the chat on your ass. And we gonna have to put you out of this motherfucker, fuck face. Cause they don't deserve to see this shit constantly scrolling through my chat. Yeah. They should be able to come up in this motherfucking chat with us, sit and chill and hear about Nolan, not hear about a motherfucker trying to offend gay people. Do you understand that, fuckface 3000? Yeah, so let's just keep it cordial before you push me to the edge, cause my chat love to see me go off on motherfucker. You know I'm from Memphis. I will roast your ass. Yeah, all that looking ass shit, that shit came from Memphis. And I'm one of the kings of this shit. So don't play. Let's get back into this press conference, man.
America. It was a fair investigation. Everything they did had the roles been reversed racially, where they had three.
Oh, hey Maria. Hey, shout out, chat. Let's stop right quick. Let's shout out Maria. Gots to do better. Y'all. Maria, she back up in this joint. Yeah. She just said, hey. Yeah. She said she back. She back, huh? Yeah. Hey, yeah, huh? That's my girl. Yeah. Fuck face. She said, bruh, stop. Maria said, bruh, stop. You heard me? Caden tagged you. Fuck face. Yeah, she talking to you. I told you, man, I ain't even have to tell the chat to get on your ass. Maria just coming in, she already on you. We on your ass too fast over here. Got to do better. She on your ass. She been on your ass. We know Lala on your ass. You better stop playing, boy. You better stop. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to stop and laugh and talk about something else. Because we talk about things that's heartfelt, that's touching. You know what I'm saying? That's hurtful to the soul sometimes. We touch on those issues here. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to stop and direct the attention to a troll in the chat or direct the attention to something else to get us a couple of laughs. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about our situation for hours. We really break shit down and analyze shit here, y'all. I mean, we really analyze it here. So sometimes we have to just stop and give it a break. That's why I tell y'all, comment down in the chat below because I'm reading them for sure. And I will respond. Yeah, since the beginning. Fuck for a long time, since the beginning. Genesis, you know what I'm saying? Fuckface, Caden wants to know your real name. Yeah, we want to call you by your real name. Huh? Because Fuckface 3000 is just telling us like 3,000 people fucked your face. It's not telling us your name. Everybody coming in, y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're talking about the Nolan Wells press conference after his funeral. But right now, we on our trolls, Fuckface 3000. We on his ass. We on his ass like grass, like snakes in the grass. You hear me? We on his ass like snakes in the grass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Got to do better, she tripping. Yeah. Maria, we know he won. Yeah, he is one for sure. Okay. Lala said we no longer acknowledge Fuckface 3000. So it's over with for Fuckface 3000. Everybody coming in, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already said rest in peace to Nolan Wells, we want you to put a rest in peace Nolan Wells in the chat, right? We want you to drop that. And we finna start back playing this press conference, but I'm still reading y'all comments in the chat. I'm still reading y'all comments. After the full press conference, I'll start back chatting with the chat because I don't want to pause it too much. I do want to get this segment over with so we can move on to the second chapter of this of the live, the second segment.
Young black man and a white man died after being on the boat. You have his cell phone. Those are the things that we're searching for. Did you search their phones? You know, we talking about Nolan's phone. Those are the questions that transparency, the autopsy, you know, we waiting for it. It shouldn't take that long. We want those answers. And so transparency is giving complete equity to this family, a fair and thorough, impartial investigation where we know due process was respected every step of the way. And
like
many have questions, and so we are trying to be respectful and collaborative as much as we can. We will hope that they will give the same to us.
Or rest in peace, no.
Talked before about
you can't call him by his
nickname. I'm just wondering, does it bother you a little bit that we don't have that news conference where officials are given a timeline, where they map things out for what they know, where they share as much information as they have with the public? Because obviously people are paying attention.
Yeah, you know, Ryan, it's always troublesome to all of us when these investigations just take forever. I mean, 6 months to get a toxicology report back, to get an autopsy done, as if, you know, the longer we let it go, the more people forget. Other things happen. It gets swept under the rug. And so that's what's important, to have a timeline. And when you don't have that timeline,
Maria back, y'all,
you start to say, oh, what Nolan Wells, what happened? I mean, I remember that case, but we got no answers. And so that's the trouble with having a timeline. And so that's why the people who are calling us, I mean, we have people presenting videos, and it's so helpful as we try to put this puzzle together. People are talking about their boats, and when they were out there, and when they were in earshot of Nolan and people on the boat. We need all of that information because we want to make sure what goes to the grand jury is accurate.
Right.
We know when it goes to the grand jury, we never will know what happened in that grand jury. That's why we're collecting affidavits. Did this get presented to the grand jury? It's never lost on me. It's never lost on me. You can get an indictment on a ham sandwich in the grand jury if you want to. The question is, are you trying to get to the truth? Are you trying to help keep the truth hidden from us. And that's what
Hey, Big Crump ain't playing. That nigga said you can get an indictment from the grand jury on a ham sandwich. It's just, do you want it? Do you want this? Because they playing with this information. I told y'all it don't take this long for no motherfucking autopsies and shit to get back. What the fuck is the sheriff department talking about? Nigga, if we get our autopsy back before y'all get y'all autopsy back, nigga, then I know something. Then I know something. This shit crazy, man.
we're fighting for. The last thing I would say is this, and it's important.
And pizza sound good as hell, Tuck.
You know, there are people who are presenting videos, photographs that may show Nolan was on the boat with the person, Katie. We got the full event that I respect so much what my mentor, Reverend Al, said up there. We're going to go wherever the truth leads us. We want the truth no matter who it implicates or exonerates. We want justice no matter who it acquits or convicts. So we know they telling two different stories. You know, the boys telling one story, Katie telling one story. What is the truth?
One more question, just obviously, Mom and Dad, thank you for doing this news conference with us. But so many people from the community, both black and white, showed up today. Coaches said that they would love to have your son be their son. When you hear men and teammates reflect on your son's life in the way they have, can you explain to us what that sounds like in your hearts?
Man, now the dad, he's finna get ready to explain how he feel about all the good comments and all these coaches from different colleges. Like, it's coaches that ain't even never just met his son, but has seen his son play, has came to his games, you know what I'm saying, looking to recruit him to their college. These men, that he had several coaches to stand up and say how they would want Nolan to be their son. You know what I'm saying? That's how good of a kid he was to them. Like, man, I wish he was my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good kid, bro. I ain't heard a bad... Hey, since we heard about Nolan, I ain't heard not one bad thing about him. Besides the trolls and the racists and shit that's been joking on his death and all of that type shit, I haven't heard not one person speak anything bad about him. I ain't heard about this brother getting into a fight. I ain't heard about him bullying nobody. I ain't heard about him talking about nobody, joking on the nigga or nothing. Like, some people are really angels. I'm not an angel. But some people are really angels. I got wisdom. I got a lot of wisdom from God. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm able to decipher truth from a lie. You know, like, when we was young, our parents, aunties and uncles and shit, when we was young and they was the age we are now, 30, 35, 34 and shit like that, like, we used to do shit and think we got away with it, but then they question us about it and we give them lies or we try to cover up the truth, but they would already know. Like, they would already know the answers. My auntie used to say some shit like this. She used to say, don't make me read you, Mario. Read me. What, auntie? Don't make me read you, boy. Now tell the truth. Did you go in the pantry and take 2 of them Hostess cakes with the cream filling? Now that's the stuff. Hostess used to have a commercial where the little motherfucking Hostess character would be like, Hostess, cream filling. Now that's the stuff. Now he would say cream filling. Now that's the stuff. Hostess. You heard me? Yeah. Yeah, I took them cakes. My auntie, she read me though. She like, yeah, because she knew they were my favorite cakes. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, I ain't really like them little snowball marshmallow joints that Hostess used to make. I didn't like the Twinkies. I liked the apple pies and the Hostess cupcakes, the chocolate joints with the little bitty white spring across the top, spring of icing across the top. Hey, when we was growing up back in the day, we had so many kids commercials. We had the Hostess joint. Now that's the stuff, right? We had the Part Tart commercial. We had the Toaster Strudel commercial, right? With the Pillsbury Doughboy, right? And the little kids in the kitchen, he'd be on the counter, they'll press his stomach. And he'd be like, whoo, little Pillsbury Doughboy. Yeah. What else we had? We had the Kellogg's commercial. Y'all know Kellogg's from here in Memphis. The main joint is in my hood where I'm from. Back in the hood where Dolph from. In Castile. Kellogg's. The main joint, the first Kellogg's ever. Right? This shit started here in Memphis. We had the Kellogg's commercial for the Frosted Flakes with Tony he'd be on that joint. We'd be running to the kitchen. The kid be running to the kitchen for the Kellogg's coming from outside biking on the bikes or the skateboards. And Tony the Tiger be in the kitchen be like, they're great. Damn right. Okay? You heard me? The kids ain't got this shit no more if y'all think about it. Kids don't have this shit no more. That's why we gotta put the good in our kids. We gotta take them to the parks and shit like that. Cause they ain't got this shit. Like, we could play at the house and watch TV, and that shit kept us a kid. Because they had so much shit on the TV for the kid. Right now, Kool-Aid is in the stores, and our kids love Kool-Aid. All kids love Kool-Aid. But they ain't got the Kool-Aid commercial no more with the Kool-Aid picture, nigga. Like the kids, we used to be chilling with the red Kool-Aid man. He was a real glass picture. Big ass, giant real glass picture with fucking bubble tennis shoes on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's up, Kate? What's up, Kate? You said, yo, block stop. Yeah, but we had plenty of shit. We had the Trix commercial for the Trix cereal. Where the kids would play a game, play a trick on the rabbit. He'd be trying to get the cereal, the Trix cereal. And they'll play a trick on his ass and be like, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. We had so many commercials. Every cereal had a commercial back when we was growing up. Even the pop cereals. Where the kids will be sitting at the table, they'll be sitting like this, saying, I gotta have my pops. Like they gotta have their dad, but they really talk about the cereal. They gotta have their pops. You hear the Honeycombs commercial. with the little honeycombs character, with his crazy ass talking about some me want honeycombs. And if the kids eat the cereal, they eyes will pop out their head and their head will turn into the little honeycomb character and they'll say the shit. Yeah, I love football. I love football, okay? My favorite team is the Saints. My professional football favorite team is the Saints. Um, my college team for football is LSU. Yeah, LSU. I love LSU. Um, my second favorite college team, football team, because I got two college football teams, is Michigan. Michigan State. Yeah, I got some of that gear too. Kate. What's your favorite teams, Kate? What's your favorite NFL team? And if you got a college team, what's your favorite college team?
To me, that sounds like me and my wife did an excellent job at raising a fine young man.
Yes.
Nolan was loved by many, both young and old. He helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
No matter if you were regular or handicapped, people still love Nolan. He would help special needs. He would help special needs kids all the time. Basketball, teach them how to play basketball. I mentioned in my speech about getting phone calls.
This man dad just said he would help special needs kids. Like he used to help special needs kids and teach them how to play basketball. So he was probably a part of an after school program, you know what I'm saying, that coached special need kids, a strength in basketball lessons. You know what I'm saying? Even though they might be in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Or they might be on crutches. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. He still, taking the time to show them how to play basketball, even though they may not even be able to. But just to watch him teach them, that's a blessing. That's something that's gonna give to those strand kids for the rest of their life. They're gonna remember him. You know what I'm saying? And some of them strand kids toe up. They toe up from this shit. They toe up from this shit because some of them don't remember him, but some of them remember him. And they seeing this shit on the news. This shit killing them. Parents and shit that he done help kids and shit and mentor kids in football and basketball, 7 and 8 years old. Them folks toe up from this. You know what I'm saying?
Calls and emails. There was a father who asked Nolan to help his special needs son train for basketball, and Nolan did it willingly, and that made that kid's day. And he seen me out one day, and he couldn't stop thanking me and praising me, for the son that I raised and how much that meant to his son. So, as far as I'm concerned, we did a great job.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
One more question. Tell me,
Who you from?
We were asking, did you guys ever get the incident report back? We know it was an issue getting it.
No, we brought that up in our meeting, so hopefully we will address that. Won't be today, but we will address that. Okay.
Hi, my name is Ken. I'm from DFW Night Shift Crime in Dallas, Texas. I just want to offer my condolences to you. I wanted to ask you, what does honoring Nolan's legacy look like for your family moving forward? Are there any foundations, scholarships, community initiatives, or causes you hope people will support in his memory?
Absolutely. This is actually something my cousin Keezy and I have briefly discussed. But of course, with everything that's going on, we want things to kind of cool down a little bit. My husband and I, honestly, we have not fully processed this. We have not fully grieved Nolan, but that is the plan, is to come up with some foundation, just honor him, but also to United Cajun Navy. Big help, boots on the ground almost immediately after I spoke with Josh Gill. So, we have to remember those types of organizations in our communities, and utilize them, but also give back to them. So that is.
Um, yeah, this shit right here, this press conference right here, on the day of the funeral, after they just, left out of the church and everything. Um, giving the interviewers, they giving all the news outlets, you know what I'm saying? And if I would have been able to be there, you know what I'm saying, I would have been able to experience being in this press conference room, and I would have had a couple of questions, you know what I'm saying? Just so iChannel can get a piece of interview or something in, because they did. Uh, I will say, for the parents trying to get the word out and receive help, they did give a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money in monetization, because they came on them folks' channels and let them interview them about their son. And this story is very big. You know what I'm saying? Which helped the word get out even more. You know what I'm saying? Us find out about it even more. That's why I covered it, even for my family here in Memphis. Like, this has been on the news channel in Memphis, but it's been on there once. You know what I'm saying? And they were saying that it was a big story and it was causing a lot of commotion and speculation about 18-year-old uh, Nolan Xavier Wells' death. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't really cover it. My auntie, everybody want to know about this shit, so they like, are you gonna cover the story? Damn right, I'm already on the story. Y'all should have been tuning in, huh? Yeah, Blockstar Image Analytics. Yeah, shout out to that Nocta brand. This that shit Drake made with Nike. Yeah, him and his team, they got 100% control in how this shit is made and how it's stitched up and all of that shit. Look at the back of it. Yo, the back even harder. You heard? The back even harder. Oh, I don't even know if y'all can see this shit, but yeah, you can see a little writing on there, the little Nocta Nike. It say Nocta in association with Nike running. Right there, small on the rim in shiny letters on both sides. And it's got a Nike sign right there inside of the camo. Yeah. Shout out to Drake. Yeah. Nike gave him $425 million after he invested $40 million into this Nocta brand, and a national soccer league team that Nike was sponsoring overseas. They was a dying team, but they had a lot of old championships, right? So they was just dying. This clothing brand was dying. Nike already owned it. Drake came in, invested 40 million into the Nike brand Nocta, and a soccer team that they were sponsoring, so they could put some more money behind this soccer team they were sponsoring. Then he asked for 100% control in making the Nocta brand, and him and his team designing the Nocta brand. They gave him 100% control in the design in a contract for $425 million. And he done already Nocta making like 175 million a year for them. He killing them. He killing them. But yeah, man, it's a touchy subject. Those of you coming in, put a rest in peace Nolan in the chat for me if you haven't already done that. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.
It's our hope that we'll be able to give as much as we've been given during this time.
Stephen Smith with the Associated Press. Is there any update to the independent autopsy that you guys requested?
Sure. And just on that last question, very good question. Christine and Elmore and Cliff Jones and Lisa Park at office, they talk frequently, and that's one of the things she stressed at the funeral service. She wanted to celebrate his life and define what his legacy will be. So we look forward to working to define his legacy. Nobody else is going to define his legacy but the people who knew him best.
And if y'all want to see the press conference later on for y'all self, y'all can go to WLOX News. That's the news station that's in Ocean Springs. I actually subscribe to their channel and follow them. That's how I pick up all the information and be one of the first to get the information because they the first. You know what I'm saying? That's their actual news station. It's WLOX News, and they have a YouTube channel. So they post all of this on their YouTube channel also. Those of you coming in, drop a rest in peace Nolan in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. As it relates to the independent autopsy, we are looking to have findings sooner rather than later. Obviously, you want stuff from the first autopsy because they had the body closer to time. We got the body almost 6 days later, Dr. Roger Mitchell. So there are limitations as to what he could do. So, you know, you do the best you can, but there are unanswered questions. So he's getting his report together. I believe it will be coming very soon. Yeah.
Let me take one. I'm gonna take three more. 1, 2, and we'll come back to you.
Janelle Griffith with People Magazine. I also want to extend my condolences and to thank you for allowing the media to come. I know you didn't have to allow us to be here. I just had two small questions, both related to cell phones. One of the things that came out of your meeting with the local DA was that you agreed you would both analyze Nolan's phone. I wanted to know when that might take place. And the other was that at the end of the last press conference, you said that, Ben, you said you wanted everybody's cell phones looked at. So that, to me, that meant the other young men that were with Nolan that day. Did you communicate that to the DA, and what did she say? If so, have they analyzed their phones? Do they plan to?
I did communicate that to the district attorney. Whether they're going to do that, that's a question that you have to ask them. But we thought that it's only fair if we're going to look at Nolan's phone, we should look.
And see, they still haven't even got the other autopsy back. And that's what they saying. They saying like, these folks are supposed to been had their autopsy back, right? We waiting on ours. Ours is coming. He's getting his report together right now. But there's only so much that he can do because Nolan Wells' body already been cut open. Right? So he could be possibly dealing with some parts being contaminated from the first autopsy. You know what I'm saying? And they just like, we still need the first autopsy because they were the first ones to get the body. You know what I'm saying? We got to compare our autopsy. Really what they want to do is show the negligence in the first autopsy also. They want that nigga to get locked up because you hiding something. You know what I'm saying? And the sheriff sitting here talking about something. On the first day he found the body. The autopsy ain't even started yet. You know what I'm saying? Coroner and them ain't even gave a diagnosis on the body. And you You sitting there holding a press conference talking about, yeah, we're finna start an investigation. Um, the coroner is gonna have the body. Um, they're gonna perform an autopsy, but right now we don't think no foul play has been committed. You don't? You just found the dead body and you're not gonna draw any assumptions finding a dead body when some kids said that this guy was missing. He said that he was staying with Katie. Katie said he said he was going back to the boat with them. Plus these niggas got his cell phone and his car keys and his car parked outside their house at two different houses. So one of them had his keys, right, with his car, and the other one had his phone. Delete shit. And you don't think no fact. Okay. Okay. I see you playing it intelligent, right? That's some intelligent shit right there, right? Sheriff? No. No fucking way. I'm gonna draw some fucking conclusions right now. Let me just say this. And let me say this. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Look at the other people who were with Nolan that day. Because, again, we just want equal justice. We think that if Nolan was on that boat, roles were reversed, they would look at his phone, and so that is going to be important. We have not established a time yet of when we're going to do the mutual inspection.
Yeah. And look, it's gonna add up though. Got to do better. I know you said ain't nothing adding up. It's gonna add up though. See, what they trying to do is Ben Crump them can really solve the case very fast. See, this is what always happens, right? This is what always happens with a murder. It ain't even gotta be white on black. Let's just say black on black. You know, when a nigga kill a nigga in the hood, everybody damn near in the hood know who killed them. But we also know what they was beefing about. You know what I'm saying? It might have been some drug shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga might have been plugged in and he like, nah, nigga, I'm like he gonna run off on the plug and the plug like, hell nah. We know that bruh is the plug. We know he put the young nigga on and gave the young nigga 20, 40 pounds. Young nigga been on, boated up, he got the girls, he got the money, young nigga been living it. But this time he decided to run off and everybody heard it in the hood. Such and such, look, Craig ran off with Big Day shit. Yeah, he said he was running off on the plug. This time he wasn't gonna pay him, and he still driving around this motherfucker. And soon as Big Day got the word on where he was, Big Day went and killed him, right? Nobody say nothing. The police come through, motherfucker slamming the door on the police. Nigga, you ain't finna keep me killed. Fuck wrong with you? 3 days go by. Nobody still ain't shit happen. Right? Boom. A cash number out on the third day. And they say, hey, we giving $50,000 to anyone who can tell us where Big Day at. I mean, to anyone who can tell us what happened to Lil Craig. Motherfuckers start calling in, cause it's 25,000, nigga. 25,000 can move your ass out the city. Yeah, you can call around, find you a job in the next city or wherever you want to move. You know what I'm saying? Like one time I thought about moving to Miami. I called around. I said I don't want to take a job in Miami though, unless it's a warehouse managing or supervising position, because all of they forklift and machine operating positions pay low as hell in Miami. And I'm like, I'm gonna live on the beach, baby. I got to live on the beach. So I called around, right? I had a job. You know what I'm saying? But I needed my last paycheck from the job that I was working here in Memphis at the University of Memphis Holiday Inn Hotel, right? Man, I told the woman this shit. She said she was gonna hold the damn job for me, and a motherfucker called another worker at the Randstad, because I was going through the temp service, Randstad, out there in Miami, because it's one here in Memphis. Well, it's plenty here in Memphis, right? And man, I called the woman after I got my paycheck, and she said they had gave the job up, and she was trying to remember my name, because she didn't write my name down, and she had all this information about me. She was trying to tell them that she had a candidate, but she couldn't remember my name. They gave it to one of their employees that's been a faithful employee. So I didn't move to Miami. But that's some shit you can do. Look, this nigga Al Sharpton said, I'm going to give $50,000 to anyone who can give me some information. Look, I swear to God, right now, them white boys was watching this shit. And then, while he was up there on the stage, right after he said it, he said, and I'm looking at my phone right now, and Tyler Perry, he not here, but he must be watching, because Tyler Perry said he gonna match my $50,000. So that's $100,000 that we got to anybody with information about Nolan Wells' death. So anybody who can tell what happened with the white boys in Nolan, even if it's one of them white boys, they gonna get $100,000 towards their motherfucking attorney that they gotta get. You know what I'm saying? Cause they going down, baby. Y'all come on, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We be breaking this shit down. I'm telling y'all what's finna happen. Anytime somebody commit a murder, or anytime somebody commit foul play that resolves in a murder, and they tampering with evidence. I told y'all, look, this what I told y'all though. I said, hey, look, if Katie, I said, because Katie still got fault in it. Katie's mom and Mama Judge, them women got fault in it too. I said, because they most likely know what happened. I said, they most likely know what happened. If them boys did anything, I know somebody told Katie. One of they ass told Katie. Katie told her mom. Her mom told Mama Judge. Mama Judge called everybody, parents and them, to one house and say, look, I'm finna handle this shit. That's the only way that this won't mess up all our kids' lives. I'm gonna make a statement online. Everybody shut the fuck up. I'm gonna make a statement online. I'm gonna put the court seal on it, so the public knows that I got the court backing me. I'm gonna make a statement towards my son. Don't nobody else say nothing. I'm finna silence all of this shit. And then, look at this. You know, Javon, the younger black kid, this is what Mama Judge saying to Katie mom and everybody else mom. The black kid, Javon, he took an interview on TMZ. The argument with Nolan, he said he didn't know if it was Nolan or if it was his other friend. You know who his other friend is? They like, who? Guess who else in the room with him? Tristan and his parents. She look over at Tristan. Tristan is his other friend. I'm gonna call Rolling Stone and get Rolling Stone to interview him. That's gonna draw the media outlets that's been interviewing Nolan's parents, ABC, Good Morning America, TMZ. That's gonna draw them over here to Traston. Traston, I'm gonna tell you what the fuck to say, and I want you to only say that. Traston has said this shit. Didn't know she was making him incriminate himself to take the view off of the white boys. Traston incriminated himself because at the end of his interview, he said, no one wanted to see Nolan die. No one wanted to see Nolan's life taken so short. He used past tense, like he had actually seen Nolan's life taken and didn't want to see it. No one wanted to see Nolan die. No one wanted to. He using past tense. And if he was in an interrogation room, the detectives would say they got him right there. First 48, the black woman that worked downtown, I can't remember her name. She played on First 48. Mike Epps did a comedy show about her. He said, boy, they be on First 48 snitching. They be like, can I? She be like, what you need? She be like, can I have a cigarette? She be like, huh? You need a light? Now you know what happened to Lil Pookie them. And then he said the young nigga ordered a steak and everything. Can I get a steak with a? You heard me? He said the young nigga tell everything. She come out the room and she be like, we got him. We got us another one. He said the next thing you know, they go back to the interrogation room. The young steaks and fries and asparagus. He said the young nigga done told everything. Yeah. Yeah, they gonna put Traston in that interrogation room because he said too much. You know what I'm saying? See, and they think, Mama Judge them think because Traston is black and he know about code and keeping code and, you know what I'm saying, keeping quiet and all of this shit. She think that when them folk, when the feds don't get Traston and bring him in for questioning, because they gonna bring everybody in. Ben Crump said it. He said they asked about Katie. Was Katie one of the people that was gonna get questioned by the feds, by the federal agents? And he said he can't disclose everybody. He don't know all the names, but he know that Katie might be the one. He believes she's one of the ones that they're gonna question. She's on the list to get questioned. So you know Traston, he took an open interview. He gonna get questioned. Yeah, they gonna bring Javon back in and question him, even though they know he got nothing to do with it. But that's so when they bring in, watch this, y'all. This how the police work. Because I've been locked up before, right? When they bringing in different people that know shit about this, that they know shit about the situation, like they know Traston gotta know some shit about the situation. They know Katie gotta know some shit about the situation. And they know the other three white boys gotta know some shit about the situation, right? But watch this. When they bring the 3 white boys in from their different homes, they're gonna bring them all in together. And they're gonna walk them across the floor where they walk past each other and see each other before they take them into the interrogation rooms. When they bring Traston and Katie, because they don't believe they really had nothing to do with it, but they believe that they saw it when it went down because they talk too much. They kids, they talk too much, right? They're gonna bring them in with Javon, and they're gonna let Javon walk past them into one of the interrogation rooms so they can feel more relaxed and go straight into the interrogation room. Cause they see Javon, they like, yeah, okay, we know Javon knows nothing about this, so for them to be bringing him in and us, they don't really know. But they do know. And when they put y'all ass in the rooms, they gonna tell Javon these little couple of 10 questions and be like, all right, you can go. We know, we just wanted to double check your question, your story, and make sure that you were telling the truth. You can go ahead, man, and we're sorry for your losses, Javon. Yeah, his parents gonna be there. They gonna already be to call his parents and told his parents that they can follow them down there. You know what I'm saying? And then they gonna drill the fuck out of Katie to make sure that, hey, what you're saying, that he went back to that boat is really true. Look, tell us the truth, Katie. Yes, he really went back to the boat. Please, I just want to go home. Okay, tell us this. Did he have his phone and keys with him when he was chilling with you, Katie? Yes, he did. Did he take pictures with you? Yes, we did. He loves taking pictures. Picture person. He loves dancing. Okay, Katie. Thank you for your time. Hold on, Katie. Yes, sir. What time did he leave you? He left me around 3 p.m. Said he was heading back to the boat. It wasn't that far. Okay, Katie. That's all we wanted to know. You can go home. But look and listen carefully. We'll be watching you. Everywhere you go, from now on, we'll be watching. Boom. Now it's time for Tristan and the white boys to face the music. When they got everything they need, them folk gonna have to face the music. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And if you haven't already dropped the rest in peace Nolan Wells in the chat box, go ahead and drop that in the chat box for me. Yeah, they not finna play with these folks. This shit is, they investigation, they part of the investigation is almost over with.
The cell phone, we have to do some technical things. We're getting our experts together, working with phone companies and so forth. But
I told y'all, that nigga said we getting our experts together, working with phone companies and so forth. I told y'all, Snapchat, the app company. Yeah, they getting warrants for all of this shit. They got warrants for all of this shit. Snapchat, the cell phone company, for everything that was deleted. Whatever they text. Yeah, them text messages that the niggas tried to delete. If a nigga said, yeah, we gonna kill you. Or if a nigga said, don't come back to the fucking boat if you know what's good for you. Whatever the fuck he deleted, the reason why he deleted all that main text message feed, plus all that main Snapchat, that's what we know for sure. He deleted both of those. The mom said all her text messages and his father's text messages were deleted out the phone. All the text messages was deleted. All the Snapchat shit was deleted. This shit is crazy. And they gonna say, sit back and let's be transparent about the situation. Listen, I've been transparent about the situation for too long, my nigga. I'm ready for results and answers. Because I done already pretty much figured this shit out. It's like sitting, watching a movie. Because I can sit and watch movies and tell what the ending is going to be before the ending even comes. And this will be my first time seeing the movie. My wife hates that about me. I do it in the movie theaters. We'll be sitting watching the movie. I'm just like, those four right there, they not going to make it out in the end. Most likely it's just going to be her or her and him. And it be her and him that make it out in the end, and all four of them die. She be like, why do you do that? I mean, like, I'm just analytical. I could pretty much tell. Halfway through, I could pretty much tell where this story was going. You know what I'm saying? It be shit like, that's why I love shit like Star Wars. because all the endings aren't predictable. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't nothing, it's techie and this galaxy and that galaxy, you traveling over 100 different galaxies. You know what I'm saying? So my mind has to capture 100 different names of 100 different places. You know what I'm saying? 17 different battles on 17 different planets in 17 different universes. That shit is, you know what I'm saying? You gotta catch up. Yeah, and they got plenty of shit. My favorite Star Wars series is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, he the best. Yeah, I love Star Wars. I like Andor too. I like Ahsoka. Uh, I like the Acolyte joint that came out, that newer joint. I like a couple of the Star Wars cartoons. My son watched some of them. Um, what else? I don't really fuck with the Star Wars movies. Um, I just fuck with the series, all the different series and shit.
We hope to do that sooner rather than later. This was a big first step for the family getting through the day, so now we can get laser focused on all those things to finish this investigation.
Will Polson with WLOX. Ben, you had mentioned that it had been a couple of days, I think you said 6 days, since after the state's autopsy was done before you were able to get access to the body. I know whenever it first came out, it was being flown to D.C. and then autopsy planned for that Friday. Can you confirm when that autopsy was done?
They had weather issues, so I do think they got the body Friday night or Saturday morning. Around that time.
Is that the same day that the autopsy was?
I can't confirm that. I know they received the body, and I think.
Okay. So, in Washington, D.C., them folks received the body Friday night or Saturday morning, right? They did a motherfucking autopsy took samples and everything in 2 days. You know, they was probably working 16 hours on from both days. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly taking samples, blood samples, all of that type shit. Skin fragments and shit. Seeing if he had skin fragments under his nails and shit like that. Checking his hair to see if he had any bruises on the back of his head or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? They did all of that in 2 days. They waited back for most of their test results to give a, while they're writing a report, to give a full report. You know what I'm saying? Like certain shit they have to send out for test results to a lab. You know what I'm saying? From the coroner's office. So they did that shit in 2 days out there in Washington, D.C., being Crumpton team. And they had his body back. Now they about did it in a day. Had his body back Sunday for the funeral home to prep it for his funeral today. And the sheriff and them still ain't got no autopsy results back. How? How? Y'all tell me how the sheriff and them still ain't got no autopsy reports back. And these folks done already got Nolan body back Sunday after a day having the shit, after Washington had his body for a day, a full day. They did an autopsy. and now they're making their report. You know what I'm saying? And waiting on certain samples and shit to make back. Come on, man. This shit crazy. His parents ain't had no sleep.
It would be in the report the date they did the autopsy. Yes.
Miss Selena Charles, the Purpose of the People. You guys are supposed to be having a rally on the 26th. Is that still going to occur?
Well, I think that was the community, people who are activists who we're very grateful, standing up, demanding a fair and impartial investigation. And we want to say thank you to all the community leaders and activists standing up saying, no, we want a timeline. We want transparency. We want them to check cell phones. We want everything that you would have done had it been your child. So that's what they're going to be talking about on the 26th.
Thank you.
That's a cold game right there. They not even finna play with them folks ass. They like, this shit been going on for too long, my guy. Boy, them Skittles hot in a motherfucker. Them Skittles hotter than a bitch, y'all. Mm-mm. Okay. Now we got my racist friend, Nancy Grace. Hey, I have to call her my racist friend because she racist as fuck to me. No lie. Yeah, Nancy Grace, she actually got, about 8 hours ago, she actually got an interview with the actual Navy and Navy SEAL team that actually run drills in that area. You know, the Navy run drills in that area of the ocean. That's why it's federal land. So that's what his mom was saying in the press conference. She was thanking the Navy. She said because those guys, right after she called the sheriff and said, hey, my son is missing, they instantly went out in they planes and shit, you know what I'm saying, got on that ocean because they run drills over there. They can see better. They can see a wider scope in the planes. This man just gave an interview. With Nancy Grace about the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? This the first time I heard her stand up for a black kid, though. I mean, she probably do it often, but I haven't watched enough of her shows to see it. Now she trying to act slow in the motherfucker. I know what to do. You know? I clicked the wrong one. Yeah, man, but this shit finna come out. And when this shit come out, it's gonna blow a lot of people's mind. A lot of people gonna be sitting up like, damn, I ain't think they really did nothing. I'm gonna be like, I told y'all that. Man, you heard what Tristan got on that bitch and said. Tristan sounded like he was covering up for somebody and it wasn't himself. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with Tristan ass? He's silly in the motherfucker. He over there listening to listening to Mama Judge them. I know what they doing right now, though. Hey, they all thinking about that. Hey, y'all, they all sitting at home thinking about that 100K. Ooh, they like, damn, them bitches got 100. 100K sound delicious right about now. God damn. Ooh, boy, I should have been on Horn Island. Boy, I be snitching like a motherfucker right now. My whole hood, I hate me. They'll be like, bro, you went over there to Horn Island with the white folks and just snitch. They'll be like, yeah, bro, I did turn snitch, bro. Man, I wasn't gonna play about this shit. Them folks said 100K. You heard me? Would you take the 100K or not? Let me know, chat. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking my 100K. You heard me? I'm like, excuse me. Yeah, it's me, Paul. Yeah, I was one of the guys that was with Nolan. Yeah, I was one of the guys that was with Nolan, and I was wondering if y'all still had that 100K towards anyone who knows what really happened to Nolan. Yeah, man, we still giving it 100K. Al Sharpton them gonna eat his ass. Yes, son, we still giving it 100K. You got some information? Yes, sir. I told him don't do it. You heard me? That's what he gonna leave with. What he might end with is it's not no bullshit for the birds. I just gotta tell y'all. Like I said the other day, I said, man, right here we gonna keep it frank, and we gonna keep it Lucas real. Yeah, we gonna keep it Frank with you and Lucas real. Shout out to Frank Lucas. Man, Frank Lucas old in a motherfucker right now, man. Man, Frank Lucas used to be the shit though. Uh, Motherfuckers really feared his ass. He had motherfuckers scared, my nigga. Why is my shit not moving for me? This shit crazy. Man, you got to do better. You crazy. Look, for real. Hey, that's how this shit go for real. Man, look, these folks is not playing. Nigga, when I heard 100,000, I wanted to call they ass, goddamn it. I said, what? Now I heard 50,000. I said, damn, that's a lot of motherfucking money. Then he looked down at his phone and said, Tyler Perry must be watching. He said he gonna match my 50,000 with another 50,000. We got 100,000. I damn near wanted to call the fuck. I damn near said, hey, yeah, I know who did. Did I get the 100,000 first? I ain't gonna play about this shit though. But for real though, this how this shit go. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. We trying to get this damn interview pulled up. They don't want to pull up for me. Give me a second. saying? To secure their family legacy. Yeah, they wanted a piece of Nolan. Boom. They couldn't have a piece of Nolan, right? Fuck around, they couldn't have a piece of Nolan because Nolan ended up dead. But they can have that 100K. And they put that 100K in the bank. The bank could give them $1 million for it. They put their 100K in the bank. They only need 10% of the loan they asking for. And they'll bring up a business real quick. Lemonade business. Yeah, we need 100K. I mean, we got 100K. We need $1 million. We finna have the biggest lemonade stand business there is. So go buy a couple of lemonade stands, and they $1 million up from 100K. You hear that, Katie? You hear that, Katie? You could be $1 million up from 100K right now. You only need 10% of the loan you asked for when you go to the bank. Go put that 100K in the bank, Katie. You better get it for one of them white boys get it. One of they ass finna snitch. Y'all think I'm playing? One of they ass finna snitch. I'm ready to see it. Oh. I know what this is. Y'all give me a second. I gotta restart my shit. Just cause it's got an update. So we can play this Nancy Grace interview. She got a couple of folks on the interview. A couple of folks that's supposed to be helping out with the investigation. Yeah, this shit is crazy, man. My shit just crashed like a biatch. I got our girl, y'all.
In with somebody.
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor, no tech skills, just Riverside. I get high quality podcast recordings.
And there.
So, like I said, I got my girl, my little racist friend Nancy Grace, and she's speaking up for Nolan. I mean, goddamn it, she's speaking up for him. She has the damn captain of the Navy Guard that was there that searched for his body. She got him on the line. She got a bunch of other folks. I'm gonna let her tell us who she got on the line, and she gonna interview him right then and there. She gonna try to get to the facts. Can't say that she got to the facts, but I mean, she's hitting on some of the facts. I can say Nancy Grace is hitting on some of the facts, but I can't say that she got to them all. Shout out to Nancy Grace. Yep. Shout out to Nancy. Alright, here we go.
Nolan Wells bombshell tonight. The dead teen's messages deleted after his body washes ashore. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Okay.
18-year-old football star Nolan Wells heads to Horn Island with his friends to celebrate the 4th of July. But hours later, after he doesn't return to shore, his friends report him missing, launching a desperate search across the water.
They met that day, and it's kind of one of those things. It did come off that day that he really did like her, but that was the only time they'd ever hung out was at Horn Island on July 4th.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
From our friends at GMA, no, everyone was not on board. Nolan was not on board.
She said to our friends at GMA, she talking about Good Morning America. No, everyone was not okay on board. No, everyone was not on board. Hey, she getting to it right now.
And who's the mysterious girl he met for the very first time the day he goes missing? His body spotted by the United Cajun Navy, washed ashore. We have obtained that photo. We were choosing tonight not to show it. That last sound from our friends at NBC joining me in all-star panel. But first, straight out to Todd Terrell, representing the United Cajun Navy, participating in the water search for Nolan Wells. Todd, thank you.
Rod Carroll, United States Cajun Navy. He with the United States Cajun Navy. That's who was out there. That's who was running drills and shit. You know what I'm saying? In the Horn Island area. That's why it's federal land. The island is federal land. Because they run drills out there on the ocean. Yeah, he's here with us.
Thank you for being with us. What did you observe?
This him right here.
You know, Horn Island, that area right there is an area that we have seaplanes that we operate back and forth to the island, taking people back and forth fishing, field workers, you know, back off to rigs and stuff. That morning, the body was observed on the northwest portion of Horn Island, which is not unusual for someone to drown and be washed up in that area. There was a park ranger that was on the island that actually had spotted the body, and we were calling in down to law enforcement officials on the ground what we saw from the air.
Todd Terrell joining us from the United Cajun Navy, called in to participate in the water search for this young star athlete, Nolan Wells. Tonight, mystery swirling around his death. How is it that a group of his friends go out on a boat? They go to a remote Horn Island. There is nobody there. It's uninhabited. There are no phones. There are no bathrooms. It's just a hangout place. How does he end up dead on the shore and everybody else makes it back? I want you to hear one more time what the group is saying about that day.
They met that day, and it was kind of one of the...
I want y'all to pay attention to what she said. Now, I told y'all, Mama Judge, Katie Mama, all of them, they put Tracian up to speak for everybody. Every time Nancy say, let me replay what the group said about the situation, she's playing a statement from Tracian, nobody else. That's because his words is speaking for everyone. No one knows what happened to Nolan. No one wanted to see Nolan die. No one wanted to see Nolan's life taken so short. Boy, I'm sick of hearing that shit. Huh? I'm sick of hearing it.
Those things, it did come off that day that he really did like her, but that was the only time they'd ever hung out at Horn Island on July 4th.
From our friends at GMA, who is she? Where is she? What, if anything, did she have to do, if there is a she, with Nolan's death? That's from our friends at GMA. Back to you, Todd Terrell, and I'm about to go to Caitlin Becker, a senior national correspondent at New York Post, on the story from the get-go. Todd, you stated to me that it's, quote, not unusual for bodies to wash ashore in that spot. What do you mean by that? Because if it was that common, wouldn't this be designated a dangerous area and there would be warning signs? What do you mean it's not unusual? I find that hard to believe.
Well, many areas along.
Hey, y'all. I want y'all to listen carefully to this. I keep telling people that it doesn't matter how good of a swimmer Nolan Wells was, how good of an athlete. When you get out in that ocean water, it's different. I was listening to this interview earlier. That man, he's part of the Navy. That man said those waves out there can go from 1 foot to 10 foot in a matter of seconds. She said, why isn't they deemed it dangerous? He said, I mean, you can say that to people, but that's not going to stop people from coming out there. It's federal land, but they don't have the right to control the land. They can't control the land like they don't own the land. It's federal land because they train on it. They don't own it. They can't tell people not to come there. That's why they volunteer to fly people there and boat people there. Listen to what he say, y'all.
Along the coast of the whole Gulf Coast area is a dangerous area. You know, I don't believe they could put up signs anywhere. I think it should be known that these are bad areas. The rip current is very bad in that northwestern portion. We call it the washing machine, actually. It's an area.
Now remember, I told y'all, I said waves don't go like this. I said waves go like this. They flow all different kind of ways. The Navy calls this part of the ocean the washing machine. What does a washing machine do? The water goes swishy swashy around and around and around and swishy swash. Come on, man. He said they call this shit the washing machine. The Navy nicknamed this part of the water the washing machine. And he finna tell us why.
Where the current just rolls round and round in there, kind of like a washing machine. And one of the interesting things was where Nolan was found was probably pretty close to where the incident occurred. So the body didn't go that far.
Okay, what incident? Was there an incident? Are you suggesting?
You heard? Even the Navy said it was an incident. But he said whatever kind of incident it was, as if even if it was just an accidental drowning, whatever the incident was, or somebody did harm to him, it's just called an incident because something happened to take Nolan's life. So whatever that is, that's the incident that he's referring to. But even they suspect it's something happened to him. The Navy do. They don't suspect that he drowned. Or else he'd be saying, man, he probably had to drown.
Guesting Todd Terrell. Todd Terrell joining us tonight from the United Cajun Navy. Our friends, by the way, at the United Cajun Navy. They are called in on many missing persons case. Todd, you stated the incident. What incident? You mean he didn't drown?
We're saying that whatever happened, we're calling an incident. Our job as United Cajun Navy is to bring people home back to their families, first of all alive, second of all recover the body if possible. We knew in this case, the time frame that was involved, that we were looking for a recovery at this point. But when I said the incident, something happened to make Nolan not be with us anymore. It appears as though it was.
He said something happened to make Nolan not be with us anymore. Those of you who just coming in, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. He said something happened. Something had to happen. That's the only way Nolan ended up dead. Those of you just coming in, like the video. If you just coming in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a rest in peace Nolan in the chat, please. We got the Cajun Navy taking an interview after they found Nolan's body. And he's explaining to us that they run drills in their area. Military and Navy drills. And they nicknamed the water the washing machine because it pretty much clashes a lot and spins around in circles in that area like a washing machine. And I had already told my chat analyst that this shit was possible for water to move like that. I didn't say a washing machine, but I told him, I said, water don't move smoothly like this. Water moves like this. Out there in that ocean, them waves going all different, them whole hitting you. And the Navy, the Cajun Navy said those waves out there in that ocean can get from 1 foot to 10 foot in a matter of seconds.
Drowning. You know, there was a lot of rumors about him being brought back to the land 10 miles away and you know, brought back out there and dumped off. I don't believe any of that is true. Whatever happened in that water, we're calling the incident. You know, the water goes from 2 to 3 foot to like 20 feet real quick, you know.
To 20 feet. My bad. I said 10 feet. To 20 feet. The water goes from 2 to 3 feet to 20 feet real fast. That's why I told y'all, I said, if you caught out there on that water, do not try to swim. It's going to be like you fighting against the water and the water will pull you down. I said, the further you go out, the bigger the waves get. But obviously, in this area of Horn Island, you all the way out there where the waves is already fucking big as fuck. They don't start off at 1 foot. Them motherfuckers start off at 2 and 3 foot, already big. So in the next couple of seconds, when that motherfucker roll and create a riptide, that riptide could be anywhere from 15 to 20 feet fucking tall. Nolan 6 feet. The riptide could be anywhere from 15 to 20 feet tall, man. Nolan 6 feet. I told you. I said ex Michael Phelps. Yeah, one of our first covers on this motherfucker. I said ex Michael Phelps where he get his ass out there in that ocean water and try to swim back to shore. I said he'll tell you no. I said you gotta know how that ocean water act. When you on a cruise ship, you up high. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even interacting with them big ass waves. You really can't even tell how big they really are, because the ship is much bigger than them. Right? So the ship, the cruise ships make you feel like the waves is such small waves. But if your ass was down there, because that cruise ship is, if your ass was down there, you see how big them fucking waves is. It ain't easy to survive out there. That's why I told you, if you out there and you getting caught in them waves, man, just let your body float. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let your body float on the water. When the wave come down on you, take a deep breath. Let that wave hit you. That wave gonna throw you under the water, right? But it's gonna roll you back out in front of the wave to the surface of the water. The closer you get to shore, the smaller the waves are gonna get. So as long as you can hold your breath for like a good 30 seconds, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 40. You gotta be, you hear me? It's gonna be hard, but that's the type shit you gotta do out there in the ocean with them tides. Surfers do that shit all the time. I gotta put my fucking jacket on. Mosquitoes trying to get me, man. The surfers do it all the time. When they catching them waves, oh, they want a 20-foot wave. 20-foot wave is the junk that they stand beside on a surfboard and they put their hand in the wave and try to slice that motherfucker as they going through the tunnel and try to make it out the end of that motherfucker before the whole wave roll down on them. And it gets smaller and smaller the further they go into the wave. You know what I'm saying? If the wave come down on them, they just let the wave hit them. Boom! And they, they take their breath when they see it coming down on them. They like, boom! They rolling. The wave roll you under the water. Y'all done seen this shit in movies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The wave will roll you around and toss you with the surfboard under the water. As long as you hold your breath, that water just gonna roll you out in front of the wave, closer back towards the shore. You know what I'm saying? So if you just lay there on top of the water, the waves are gonna constantly push you back to the shore. You might get caught on top of a riptide. Man, let that motherfucker throw you off top of the riptide. Take your deep breath before your body dive into that water, and just let your body flow. Dive into that water, just let your body flow. It's gonna float back up. You ain't even gotta try to swim. Boom. You got a better chance of making it back to shore. But trying to swim, that wave gonna take you down. That man said them waves get from 2 to 3 feet to 20 feet real fast. Man, that shit's scary. Do y'all know how scary that is? I mean, if you just looked at the ocean that they was on when they was bringing the boats, you know what I'm saying, of the Navy and the Sheriff Department and all of this shit to Horn Island, and they had the aerial view from the damn Navy Cajun plane. They was filming it from in the sky. Nigga, it's big. You see how that water body is so fucking big to where when you look down into the water, it looks like it's an ending, but if you try to swim towards that ending, you won't make it. If you try to boat towards that ending, it'll never end. That water is so big out there. It's way bigger than the continents put together. The water on the earth is way bigger than all the continents put together. At any time, the water could just swallow us. Now, don't believe it can't. The ocean could just swallow all of the continents if it wanted to. Nigga, if the ocean ever presented a whirlpool so close to any coast, the whirlpool would suck the coast off the continent that it's near. If you ever seen a real whirlpool aerial view in the ocean, how big it is, like a tornado in the water, it's gonna suck everything into the water and take it into the bottom of the ocean and spit it out somewhere else in the ocean. It's like a funnel of water. If it take people in that motherfucker, it's gonna drown them for sure through the whole funnel. Any people that go into that motherfucker, any people get sucked into a whirlpool while you in the ocean, you dead. I believe that's how some people come up missing. I don't believe it be any foul harm that be done to them. Like people that might be well off and they retire or something and they take a trip. They buy a boat and they take a trip around the world on the boat. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You on the ocean on a fucking boat taking a trip around the world. Listen, you can't predict the weather. On the ocean, no one can predict the weather. The weather don't get predicted on the ocean. The weather comes off the ocean. The weather comes from over the ocean. It's when the sun shines, the clouds gain so much humidity from the ocean water off the ocean. The ones that's above the ocean, goddammit. By the time they make it to shore, they a horrible ass thunderstorm. Or a fucking hailstorm or some shit like that. Yeah, the ocean makes storms. You get caught out there on that water in a storm, man, them waves gonna get bigger than 20 feet on your ass. A cruise ship could probably make it, right? A cruise ship know which parts of the ocean is the shallowest, right? Along the coast. So cruise ships stick to around the coast, right? But they be far off from the coast. But compared to the size of the boat, they not too far from the coast. To where if they drop their anchor out the back of the cruise ship, you know what I'm saying? They gonna hit sand in the bottom. They gonna hit the bottom of the ocean floor from where they at near the shore. You know what I'm saying? They not that far out. You get deep into the middle of that ocean, you can drop your anchor, you ain't gonna hit the bottom. Yeah, only military ships be able to drop anchors in the middle of the ocean and hit the bottom because they have anchors that be 10,000 and 20,000 feet long coming out the back of their ship. Straight iron. Big ass anchor. The ship weighs so much to be able to, you gotta be able to stabilize them big ass ship guns where the ship don't drift off while you shoot because it's anchored in. Yeah, they ain't just gonna be shooting, unloading unless they moving. You know what I'm saying? Moving and shooting at the same time in formation. But when they shooting at like submarines and shit, submarines, they target Navy ships a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of Navy ships don't catch them sweeping the bottom of the flow of the ocean. Yeah, they going them 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet down in the bottom of the ocean, them submarines, and they sweeping the flow. So they not picked up by radars and shit. They in the sand. Boom, they hit the sand where the sand will bounce up around the body of their submarine. And they undetected just like that. This shit crazy. They undetected just like that. And they'll target a ship because it can't move as fast as them. They a bullet underwater. A ship is an arrow on top of water. Them ships can't maneuver as fast as the submarine can underwater. You know what I'm saying? It's just like them birds that be flying over the water can't move as fast as them fish is under the water. Sharks and shit, when they get to swimming, dolphins and shit, they gonna jump out and bite your ass. You know what I'm saying?
There was some underage kids out there drinking. It's an island, you know, there's no IDs being checked or anything like that. So we said an incident, there's anything that could have happened. And not every person that drowns do you hear screaming and hooping and hollering. But at this point, our job was to bring Nolan home, and we did that.
What was observed? Guys, you're seeing right now from our friends at the United Cajun Navy the video taken from their aerial craft. On the beach, you see a grouping of individuals. Now, from another source, we have obtained photos of Nolan's body that we are not showing. It's just not right. But I can tell you, when you see that grouping of people on the beach, they look like little ant figures from this high up above, but that is where Nolan's body.
Nancy Grace got the fucking photo from the crime scene of Nolan's body. And she really on these white boys' case. Like, she feel like they just did the shit. And then she's saying that she received a photo from an unknown source, but she don't even want to put the photo out there just because, it's not going to be right. It wouldn't even be right. I'm starting to wonder, how did Nolan look when they found his body? Because the shit Nancy Grace is hitting at, it's got me fucking wondering.
Body is, they're standing around it. As I recall, Todd Terrell, Nolan was face down, still fully clothed on the beach. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. He was face down, which would have meant that he drowned. Now, when we say he was found fully clothed on the beach, it was in the same vicinity of where he drowned, right there. So it was not uncommon for the body to have washed up right there. That being said, that area full of rip currents really strong right there, goes from 2 to 3 foot to 20 feet pretty much within a couple steps. So that being said, whatever happened really, really close to where the body was found.
Todd Terrell, I don't mean to be giving you a hard time. This is not about you. The United Cajun Navy are the protagonists in this scenario. You're the good guys. I've just got so many questions about how this happened. Was there anyone else on Horn Island when Nolan's body was found?
Now, there was the park ranger was out there, and there was some law enforcement officials that actually had their boats anchored out there. They were kind of like waiting around for a call of what to do. What people don't realize is when you're looking for a body on the water, especially in the Gulf where you have waves going and you have white caps, it's a little bit harder to see. When you're in a boat, you can only kind of see the vicinity around you. So when we put these seaplanes up in the air, we can get a much more visual of a much more bigger area. And these seaplanes can go low and slow. So what we do is we stay in contact with the officials on the ground and tell them what we see. And if they see something too, they can relay it up to us and we can go investigate it. So in this case, there were several law enforcement boats that were just kind of hanging out in the area on the island. And there was numerous other boats in the area, circling and looking. But the body was found by a park ranger as it washed up on the beach.
Very curious, Todd. Guys, joining us, Todd Terrell with United Cajun Navy. When I said, was anyone else on the island when Nolan's body was found? Your answer was completely 100% accurate, but let me rephrase and refine my question.
Okay.
You're saying the park ranger found him. That leads me to believe there were no friends. There was no newly met girlfriend. So am I left to believe that he goes out swimming all on his own and the friend girl leaves, the mates from school leave, everybody just leaves him out in the water and he dies and then just conveniently washes ashore? Somebody just left him out in the water? Does that make sense to you, Todd Terrell?
Well, you know, being a person that goes to this island and several other areas that you can only get to by boat. We have some restaurants and bars in Louisiana that you can only get to by boat, which means you have to hitch a ride with somebody on a boat or that has a boat to get there, which a lot of things could go wrong in that scenario. But as far as what we believe, I believe that Nolan went out there with a group of friends. They were friendly, obviously so, because he was even out there. I mean, you got to understand, to go to an island, you have to have a boat, which means you have to have friends. You have to have people that kind of like you to even bring you out there. So when Nolan got out there, the group of guys he was with, you know, they decided to come in a little bit early. They were having some engine trouble on their boat, which is not uncommon. Happens a lot. Nolan, for whatever reason, decided to stay on the island, which is not uncommon. He could have, you know, had this girl he was talking to. He could have just, for whatever reason, decided to stay. Not uncommon. That doesn't give us any reason to think foul play or anything was involved there. The issue is, when he stayed on the island, he had to hitch a ride back in with somebody. And there's where the issue becomes, who did he hitch a ride back in exactly? How were these people connected to him? How did they know him? And it's not uncommon for you not to know somebody at all and just say, hey, I need to ride back in. And they say, yeah, come on, get in the boat with us. So if I say, hey, Nancy, come on, get in the boat with us, that means at that point we're responsible for you.
But Todd, here's my issue. Again, I agree with what you said. The critical moment is somebody had to leave him there alone for the rest of the scenario that you're describing to unfold. He had to be alone. And Todd, and I'm going to bring in the rest of the panel, I want you to hear this.
She said, y'all heard what Nancy Grace said? She said, for that to have happened, his friends would have had to leave him alone. They would have had to leave him there alone for it to be a mistake. And she just not believing that they left him there alone. Nah, she believing something happened. She saw the pictures of his body. She don't want to release him. I was sure ready to make a post about it. She don't want to release him though. She said it wouldn't be right. She was looking like they was bad. I said, damn.
That is from Anna Moore on Snapchat, and you have to listen very intently to hear what she claims is being said. Todd Terrell, United Cajun Navy, please don't move. Joining me now, Caitlin Becker, the senior national correspondent at New York Post. She is the star of New York Post Cast. New York Post Cast. That's her podcast. Caitlin, thank you for being with us. Now, according to what this Anna Moore on Snapchat has revealed, you can hear, and this is also according to the attorneys, give me my effing phone. This is Nolan reportedly talking. What the F are you doing? The friend, they claim, Shepard. I can't tell that. Says, get off me. Get the F off this boat. F you, bro. Now, the voice we believe is Nolan's is, give my effing phone. What the F are you doing? And then another voice, get off me. Get the F off this boat. F you. Okay. What do we know? And Kate...
I said that was Tracy saying, give me my fucking phone. And that was the parents saying, that was Nolan saying, get off of me. And that was the parents saying, get the fuck off this boat to Tracy. Yeah, because the friend on TMZ, Javon, he said that he believed it was his other friend that was saying, give me my fucking phone, and not Nolan. And he just knew that The parents was yelling, get the fuck off their boat. The parents wanted him Tristan off the boat. And I said I believe the parents wanted Tristan off the boat because he was fucking with Nolan, with the white boys. You heard me? But Tristan took it too far. After they took Nolan's phone, Nolan got his phone, picked up the nearest phone to him, and started holding that hoe in the air. Nolan the tallest out of everybody. Nolan the tallest. Nolan a 6 footer. He hold his hand in the air. Tristan can't get that phone. Tristan tackle him. He like, bro, fuck you doing? Get off of me. The parents on the boat that wanted Tristan off the boat say, get the fuck off our boat. Get the fuck off our boat now. That's how that went. That's what
Becker joining us from New York Post. Who is this mysterious friend girl? Because I want to talk to her.
I want to talk to her too, Nancy. The video is tough. The Snapchat is really tough because you do clearly hear an angry altercation. There is the assumption that we're working off of that it is Nolan. However, a few other friends have confirmed it's.
She said she got a source that's a part of the team that found Nolan's body. They sent her the photos, but she don't want to post the photos. She don't want to post them. She don't want to show them either because she like, it'll be bad. We got Fuckface 3000 back in the building.
Not Nolan. There's actually someone who said it was me, not him. So you have someone coming forward saying that is not him on the video. So then did no altercation actually take place, or is someone jumping in saying that's me to misdirect or to redirect us from looking at it? That's the one question. The other question that you asked is who's the girl? Her name is apparently, allegedly, Katie. That's kind of all we know, just Katie. Someone purporting to be related to Katie went on social media, and this is not something that we've been able to confirm, nor have investigators confirmed it. But according to this person, Katie said, we met, we talked, he seemed like he was going back on the boat with his friends, and that was that. So Katie...
Okay, hold on right there. Caitlin Becker. Caitlin. Right there. The girl, if she exists, says they talked, they chatted it up, probably flirting with each other, if accounts are true. Then he leaves to go back to the boat with his friends. But according to the friends, he stayed with her. Right there, that is a conflict. That doesn't fit. Now, Caitlin Becker and the rest of the panel, I want you to hear this.
Is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in the altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it.
Okay, so you've got, that's from our friend Harvey Levin at TMZ. So you've got half the people saying that is Nolan that's in an alter.
Javon was there. That's why Javon don't want to answer those questions. Javon was there. Javon just said he was the one who was trying to help pull Tristan off the boat.
Altercation and is getting thrown off the boat, and then you got half the people going, oh no, that's not him. But to me, the clear problem is that critical moment where Katie, if she exists, says he went back with his friends, and the friends say, oh no, we left, he wanted to stay with her. Right there, that is the first conflict. Both cannot be true. Those cannot mutually exist in truth. They're mutually exclusive. He can't go with them and stay with her on Horn Island. Right there, John Mobley joining me, high-profile lawyer out of Charleston, South Carolina. John, that's where it starts. That lie. I don't know who's lying, but somebody's lying. Right there, Mobley.
Well, I don't know that I would necessarily agree with you on that. I think they can be both partially true depending on perspective. I think one thing we have to kind of keep in mind with this is we have a lot of different people telling things from different perspectives, from their own individual perspectives. It's certainly conceivable that he let his friend leave to stay with the female, if he was with the female, assuming that happened. And once he finished his communication or whatever he was doing with the female, told her he was leaving to go back with his friends. And from her standpoint, he said he was going back with his friends, which did not necessarily mean they were the same friends that dropped him off. So I would disagree with you on that.
Hold on, Mobley. Let me see Mobley. Mobley, you're right. Because, as I've told many, many juries, as a trial judge once always said in his jury instructions, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth and impugn perjury to no one. So actually what you're saying could be true. If there's another group of friends, if they exist, we haven't heard about him, but you're saying he left with one group and had planned to come back with another group. Okay, I don't know if you're just spinning that out, but that could be possible. Okay, Mobley, listen to this.
You said that you hear on the video Nolan saying,
Yes.
my freaking phone, what are you freaking doing?
That's what a witness told us, and that's what we reported out. Then another witness had come forward and said, no, that was his voice. We have other witnesses who said there were other altercations. So as Mr. Hurt said, we're trying to go through it all and so forth. And we'll be even more careful to say, this is what a witness told us in the future.
And so your team hasn't been able to confirm whether it was or was not Nolan that said
No, we have audio people doing it, but we know certain people said it was him, and there's certain people said it was not him.
That is our friend, high-profile lawyer Ben Crump. And the last thing you want is him 3 inches up your tailpipe, okay? That's from our friends at Fox 10. So this is where it stands. Who left him there? Is there really a Katie? Did he stay with her? Did he leave with his friends? How did he end up there alone, which I find very, very disturbing. And also, back to Caitlin Becker joining us, senior national correspondent, New York Post, star of NY Postcast. The Postcast instead of podcast, it's a Postcast. Caitlin, now allegations have reared their ugly head that his phone has been tampered with and items have been deleted. Explain.
They had his phone. And when his mother was looking for his phone when he was missing, there were two different ways to identify it, either a Snapchat location or a Life 360 location. They showed different locations, which is very possible because one updates automatically, the other only updates when you open the app. But when she finally tracked it down, she says there was nothing on it from that day. And this is a teenager. This is a teenager who is constantly on their phones. Yes, when you're on a boat like this and you're out there, you leave it on the boat because you can't really get it wet. You don't want to have it come to the beach with you because you have to actually go in the water to get there. But to have the phone from these friends who didn't willingly turn it over, didn't give it to investigators, didn't give it to his mom, just had it, and for her to open it up and say, I see nothing from that day, no Snapchats, no photos.
Janie Lacey joining us, licensed psychotherapist, CEO of Life Counseling Solutions, author of, well, many books, but How to Heal from a Toxic Relationship, and she's the star of Let's Talk About It with Janie Lacey. Okay, Dr. Janie, who leaves their phone behind? Now look, I just got off a boat with my twins. We went fishing all over the panhandle. We have what you call dry bags. We don't leave our boat, we don't leave our phone anywhere, because what if we need it? What if we need it out in the middle of nowhere and we were on a little strip of land right off the Gulf where, like Horn Island, there's no people. We were there fishing.
She just broke it open right there. She said, why would he leave his phone? we have what we call dry bags. Everybody got them on the boats. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got them. Y'all, we gonna continue this a little bit later on. I gotta get me some rest. You know what this is. This is Blockstar MS Analytics. You know what we are. We are Blockstar Analysts. And what did we just do? We just analyzed the fuck out of that shit. Hey, listen, y'all. I love your chat, and I thank you, chat, for chilling with me. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to become a part of the family, man. Listen, man, you've been chilling with yours truly. It's Blockstar Emmons, all the way from Memphis. Don't I love y'all, chat. Peace.